Hello folks, I'm Dean with Dean's Woodworking. Welcome to the shop. Y'all come on in and make yourself comfortable. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. See, this is not one I'm recording now in the studio. This is an interactive remote demo I did for the Worldwide Woodturners last week and decided to go ahead and share it with you folks. And we will be making a scoop in this video. It may be a little bit more detailed or a little longer, I will say, than my normal video. But let me know in the comments what you think about it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so folks, tonight we're going to do a scoop. I'll just show you what I'm talking about here. Looks like I've already scooped some shavings with it there. But we're going to do one of these. That's the one I had left. I did several of them before my last show, and the wife claimed that one, so we still have it. Let me ask you guys, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Good deal.
Hey, Dean, before you get started, I just want to make an announcement.
Yes, sir.
Folks, when we have our demonstrators on, let's refrain from interjecting into the demo. And if you got a question or you want to state how you do something, let's wait until after the demonstrator has done his demo, and then we can talk about the various different ways something can be done. Let's not do it during the demo and interrupt the demonstrator. All right, go ahead, Dean.
No problem, Dane, and I can tell you, it doesn't matter what we do. There's about a dozen ways for every turner on this call to do it. And
Absolutely.
I can tell you, I try to do on my videos different things, and I'll have somebody call me up and say, hey, now I do it like this. Well, that's the way I normally do it too, but I wanted to show a different way of doing it. So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to use a Forstner bit to, let's see if we can, let me widen that out just a little bit there. We're going to use a Forstner bit to drill in the end of this, just to save time on hollowing. We're still going to have some hollowing, but we want to save just a little bit of time there so it doesn't drag out too long. So I'll go ahead and start with that. This is about a 2 3/8 inch piece of pecan. You see the lines there? That's approximately 3 inches right here. So that piece is about 6 inches long or so. We'll go ahead and start with drilling this. We're going to turn our speed down. We're running about 400 there, and that's not on a digital readout. That's just a dial saying that that's about what it is. Now, when you're drilling with a Forstner bit, especially a 1 3/4 inch Forstner bit like I'm using here, you want to make sure you keep your hand on that Jacob's chuck and go slow. There's no reason to get in a big hurry. Come back out every once in a while. Can you guys not hear me? Hello, hello.
We can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, so what it's probably doing is canceling out with Zoom. It will do that. So we'll just go through the drilling process, and then hopefully we don't have that problem after that. I'm going to drill the full depth of that Forstner bit. Okay, so mic check. Can you hear me now?
I got you. Clear.
Good deal. I'm going to go ahead and put the live center back in here. I know y'all can't see that right now, but I'm going to put the live center back in. Put a cone on it so we can have that. We'll use that here in a little bit. We are going to go ahead and turn our speed up just a little bit. And I'm going to put a basic shape on the outside. Remember, we put our lines here so that we know where that bottom is. And the Forstner bit did not go that deep. However, we are going to go ahead and hollow it out that deep. So we're basically just getting a basic shape on the outside. And you look, we've brought that down on that outside, so we're on this section down here. We pretty much took the outside down to be our wall thickness there. Let's go ahead and get some of this out of our way. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and hollow this out. Let's go ahead and stop it there. So the tape is marking how deep we're going to go. Some of you have made this tool here. It's the one that we've talked a lot about with the ball mill. And this is the one I made. So let's go ahead and slow the lathe down just a little bit. I'm always going to go in with that thing straight up and down. That's a little high.
Can you change your camera angle, Dean?
Let's try that one.
That'll work.
Like that better? Thank you. For some of you folks that were asking about the cameras and stuff earlier too, if you can find help, it is sometimes very difficult during filming to keep up with exactly where your camera is and what's going on there. So I'm going to stop this and go ahead and come back to this angle. You can see I ran in, and as you push this thing straight forward, it'll drill just like a drill bit. So once we've done that, we've got our depth established. We're going to come back in and we're going to start hollowing this thing out. Now with this tool, the more you turn it, the more aggressive it gets. And I'm a little bit too close to the work there. There we go. So at this point, we're just making a cut, and you'd be amazed at how smooth this thing cuts. A lot of your hollowing tools are really more scrapers, and they don't cut, they scrape. This one actually will give you a nice cut. Okay, let's use our calipers and see how thick we are there. Okay, we're good. Take out just a little bit more there. Now before we get too far, let me go ahead. One other tool I really like for hollowing. This is a carbide, but it's got a cup tip on it. And when you put that in, basically you start it off with it straight up and down, not flat, but straight up and down. And as you turn it, it'll take a pretty good little cut out of there.
You're getting a shear cut with that cup, is that right, Jim?
Yes, I am. So hopefully you guys can see the angle I'm holding that tool at right there. Now let's go ahead and double check that. We may be real close to where we need to be. We're not quite to cade thickness there, so we'll take another cut or two. I don't want to disappoint him, you know. We're probably still just a little. What I like to do is get the inside shape so it's bigger in here, and then it slopes down out here. And then once we do the inside, we'll come back in and we'll take a little bit more off the outside. I think we're good there. Okay. One of the things you will see is folks will take their sandpaper and they'll wad it up like this, and they'll put it in here with their finger all up in there like that. Not with my finger. I don't do that. I've got a couple of videos on how to make these sticks. It's nothing but a dowel, a piece of foam with hook and loop the hook side on there so that you can put your sandpaper on there. And some of you folks might not believe this, but I haven't broke a finger doing this yet. Well, that's pretty coarse. Let's see what we've got here. We'll go ahead and do just a little bit more sanding. I don't want this to be a sanding demo, but at the same time, and we can go through the grips with that. And any of you that are interested in doing these, like I said, I do have a video up. They're super simple to make. I used 5-minute epoxy, but hot glue will hold those well too. Not super smooth, but we're close enough there. We're going to call it done. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this cone up. All we're going to do with that cone is just stabilize that. You do not want to put any pressure on that. If you do, well, you'll cause yourself some problems. And we're rotating free. So we're going to go ahead and grab our skew, come in, okay. Do a little peeling cut here. You gotta love that peeling cut when it sends those shavings down the shirt like that. All right. Ah, not good, guys. That's what happens when you don't maintain that bevel. So we got to run back. We know we didn't go through because we're not seeing light through it. So let's see how we're doing there. Yeah, we almost got that out. Got one little cut right there. Now one of the things, guys, you see my left hand laying on top of that skew. My left hand's not controlling it. My right hand back on the back of it is. So let's take a look here. And we got just a little bit. We could probably sand that out. However, that wouldn't really be fair, would it? Oh yeah, we got plenty of wood. Okay, so we'll hit it with some 220 and 320 here real quick. More or less to blend those two cuts than anything else. That was 220. Hit it with just a little bit of 320. We'll call that good. We got a crack in that wood, so I can tell you that's where we're going to cut the top of that scoop off right there. We'll go ahead and come in at this point with a spindle gouge. We might as well go ahead and take that on down a little bit. Get rid of a whole lot more wood a whole lot quicker with this. And what we're going to do is come right in here. Where that handle comes into the scoop, you don't want to get it too small. You want to keep there enough there so you got some strength. I'm going to drop this tool rest just down just a little bit. And actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get a shorter tool rest for in there. That'll be a whole lot better. That's probably a better view for you guys right there. We'll go ahead and hit this one with a little 150 just to kind of round that off right there real quick. Come in with a little 220. And then hit it with just a little bit of 320. Guys, I don't know how well y'all can see this. I want to show you something real quick. This is 220 sandpaper. You don't see any dust at all coming off. Right? This is 220 sandpaper. See all the dust flying? So what's the difference? One of them's worn out. Biggest favor you can do yourself while sanding is throw your sandpaper away before you've been throwing it away. Okay, guys. So if we look at this, it could be a goblet, right? Except we're not making a goblet tonight. We are going to make a scoop. So hey, y'all come on and follow me, okay? Let's go on over here just a second. Now, if we're going to be cutting on the bandsaw, and you're going to be cutting something round, everybody probably has these things in their shop. Probably don't use them a lot, and they're lonely. Let's go ahead and clamp the base of that And so it makes it so much easier to show you guys what it looks like, and it does one other thing. Keeps your hand away from the bandsaw blade. Now let's look here, because I know I saw a crack in that wood. Ah, right here. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, since our crack is up here, we're going to go ahead and cut that out. We're going to turn our bandsaw on. We're going to come in with this clamp on here. Now we have something that we can hold steady to the base. We're going to come in and we're just going to cut. Now wait a minute, now that's not enough. Let's go ahead and take a little bit more off of that. And you can just whittle off of this until you get it exactly like what you want it to be, or close enough to it. So once we've done that, we're going to go back over to the lathe. So hopefully, guys, we're starting to look like a scoop here, but we're certainly not done. Normally I would do the sanding here on a belt sander, but tonight I think we're going to try and do a use this little disc so we can do everything right here at the lathe. I know it's probably not
Can you
necessary.
move the camera down a little bit?
Ah,
Can you move the camera so we can see what you're doing?
I sure can. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Perfect.
So what I did was I took the chuck off and put this chuck on that I've got a sanding disc mounted on. And I think this may be a better view for you guys. So now we'll go ahead and take the clamp off. Hopefully that's not too noisy, but I'm going to turn the suction on so it can suck some of this dust away. Let's see, turn that down just a little bit. And what we're going to do at this point is we're just going to give you guys the best angle here. Kind of hard to see. Okay, so you can, and like I say, this is a whole lot easier on a belt sander, but it's a whole lot easier to show you guys on here. Okay, once we've done that, we've got a scoop. The only thing we've got left to do is go right back over to the bandsaw. At this point, we have something flat to hold down on the table. So we're just going to come right in on the bandsaw and nip that off. We now have a scoop. All we got to do is take our disc sander, sand that, round that in just a little bit. Actually, we can probably that's kind of rough and crude. I like to use those little softer pads that I use.
Hey, Dean, can you move the camera down again?
How's that?
Thank you. Perfect.
And so that gives you a nice little scoop. All you got to do is put a little finish on it and it's ready to rock and roll.
Nice job, Dean.
Nice job.
Very, very nice, Dean. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Sorry about the camera issues there, because in my head you can see everything I'm doing.
Of course.
I can see it.
Looks good, Dean. Thanks. Yep, very nice.
Thanks, guys. It's a simple little project, and I can tell you,
For a finish, what would you put on it for a finish with food?
this one has antique oil on it. I mean, sorry, excuse me. This one has walnut oil on it. And so I put walnut oil on these normally because you don't know if somebody's going to be dipping food and stuff with it, and it holds up well. The wife's been using this one for some time for, well, for the royalty in the house, the two cats.
I have a question about walnut oil.
Yes, sir.
Do people who have nut allergies, does that have an effect on people with nut allergies?
Okay, so from what I am told, the walnut oil that Mahoney's and Doctors finishes, what is that? It's Doctors something. I normally use the Mahoney's. It has been heat treated. Doctor's Woodshop, that's right. It's been heat treated, which kills the proteins in there which cause the allergies. So I have been told by more than a few folks that it was safe for that.
Thank
You
you.
know, I have a granddaughter that has a severe nut allergy, and I won't risk it. I don't use walnut oil or anything for that very reason. If Mahoney's not brave enough to put on the label that it's hyperallergenic, I can't trust it either. So that's the way I look at it.
That's true.
Yeah,
There you go.
I got it straight from Mike Mahoney, and he said it is, but it's not on the label.
Well,
I-
and then
I have
again, everybody's
I
got to
have a-
do what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I have a pretty dramatic nut allergies myself, and walnut is included in that. And I have used walnut oil on similar things. I've got a goblet I tried it on, and I've got a scoop pretty much just like that we use for coffee, and it has not affected me. Within a few hours, I have a very strong reaction to anything that's got nuts in it, even something that's made in the same factory that's got nuts in it. And the walnut oil that I've used, which I think is the Mahoney's, did not affect me that way. So, but yeah, I fully support, and I was, careful with it. So I knew where my
Obviously.
Benadryl was.
I just make it a practice. If I used Mahoney's, I make sure that I tell any potential customers this uses walnut oil. But I was curious if anybody had experience.
Yeah,
No,
I think
that's
that
one
that's
of-
a wise way to go.
That's one of the things. Anybody that buys any of my products, I tell them, this is treated with walnut oil. This is how you care for it, and fully disclose what the finish is, especially if it's walnut oil.
Could you use mineral oil to this, and get the same effect, the same type of finish from it?
I quit using mineral oil many years ago, and I know a lot of folks that do use mineral oil, but I did a bunch of cutting boards for my family, and I'd go back in their houses a year later and they were all dried out and they just looked bad. And of course, it's easy enough for a customer to get mineral oil and retreat it, but how many of them really do that? And yeah, and with the walnut oil, I've got a dinner plate that I guess I'm 2 years eating lunch on it almost every day. And it gets washed every day, and I've retreated it once, and it looks brand new.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys?
No, great demo. Great demo.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you
Dean.
so much. Thank you, sir.
And once again, I appreciate you doing the demo tonight, Dean.
Not a problem, brother. I wish I was here more often to do more. Wednesday's my day in the field, so I have to kind of rush back just to get to the meetings on Wednesday nights. But I told the boss I had something more important tonight.
There you go. Well, we'll get you booked for April.
There you go.
Give you plenty of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
You're welcome, guys.
Anybody else have any questions for our demonstrator tonight? No? All right, let's go back to Captain Eddie, and then we'll probably go back to some gallery.
Yes, we will.
Okay, so hopefully you folks enjoyed that video. I know that was a little bit different than what I normally do. Again, if you like what you saw, make sure you go down and subscribe. Most of all, hit that notification bell so you get notified of new videos when I release them. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.